And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Tales by Lucy alongside my co host, Sam, the husband.
How's it there?
And tonight we have Luis, the collector, and he will be sharing some of his paranormal, ghostly adventures and encounters.
Stories.
Yeah, hi,
Stories.
how are you? So,
I'm doing
first,
good. How's everybody?
We're
we're
good.
good, we're good,
We're
we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready for some stories.
Yes, ready. So I won't be
Yes.
I won't be able to sleep for a few nights.
Oh,
So first,
Yeah.
first, well, thank you for coming to our show and tell us a little bit about yourself.
my name is Louis. Originally from New York. I was born in the Bronx, raised in Yonkers, and I moved down here in Tampa, Florida, about 2005. So I've been here what, 15 years, 16 actually. I've been here 16 years.
Well,
Um, Contrary to a lot of popular beliefs, but I've actually been huge like fan of the paranormal way before I got into comics and such. So a lot of people know that I collect comics, but not that many people know that I'm into the paranormal and love watching or listening to stories of the paranormal, especially with the influx of the paranormal shows that we got going on. So
Mhm.
yeah, pretty much going on there. So that's a little bit about me. If you guys want to know anything else, just ask.
Well, that's awesome. I know the shows. I like the shows. I haven't watched any recently, like not as many as I used to.
Ah,
Uh, but did you watch any shows before?
I like it here and there, Ghost Adventures, but is there some in particular now that you like to watch or
uh,
into?
um, I guess if anyone remembers watching Ghost Hunters, I guess three of the members now have their own show on
Mhm,
Travel Channel called Ghost Nation.
mhm.
That's actually pretty good. They're still doing the same thing, and Ghost Hunters actually came back too on A&E, but they haven't renewed a season yet.
Hmm.
One of the ones that I actually really enjoy watching, and especially when they come on, is Ghost Brothers. And it's like
Oh.
three, they're pretty funny at doing Ghost Adventures. Three black guys that,
Okay,
Oh
like,
yeah,
I was about to say something. I'm like, is it called Brothers? Because
yeah,
yeah.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
there,
Brothers.
it's a good show. It really is.
I
It's really
see.
underrated compared to like all the other ones. And then you got what Haunted Town, which used to be Haunted Ghost Asylum, or a couple of other ones. They're like a bunch of Tennessee Wraith Chasers, what they called. So they
Hmm.
get like different types of show, and I guess um Jack Osborne, Ozzy's son, does a show too with
Damn.
one of the former members of Paranormal State. If anyone remembers Paranormal State,
I don't think I ever watched it. No, like there's not a lot of shows that I watched.
yeah,
I think the only one it was the brothers and uh Ghost Adventures, and I think the other one that you mentioned. Um, but there's not that many honestly that I have watched. Because I feel like they're so silly. Like I don't
yeah, they
believe them, so it's kind of hard for me to watch some of
my
them.
wife my wife actually loves watch Ghost Adventures because they're funny because their reactions are hilarious. I've tried to have her watch Ghost Hunters, which
Uh-huh.
to me seems more serious, but she's like, they're
Yeah.
too quiet. It's too like serious. Like, well, yeah, I mean, takes all night. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
then you have a bunch of guys. I'm not saying that the guys from Ghost Adventures are unprofessional. I'm just saying that
Yeah.
their reactions are a lot more funnier compared to the ones where you saw from the like Ghost Hunters and such. So
Yeah.
that's her favorite. And my son, it's funny because my 4 year old, like you guys saw earlier, my 4 year old,
Mhm.
only when it comes to me, when he's with me, he'll always ask, "Can we watch Ghost Adventures?"
Oh.
Like right
That's
before
cute.
breakfast, we're about to have sex. You want to watch TV? Like, let's watch Ghost Adventures. Like, wow, all right,
Yeah, that's cute.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh my God, Mel, he's talking about that Cecil Hotel. Like,
yeah,
after watching that and really knowing where it was, it's on what is it called? Street, or what's it called? That street, the homeless
Oh,
street,
it's
Oh, Skid
Skid
Row.
Row.
Skid
Skid
Row.
Row. Yeah.
Hell no, I'm never gonna go to that place. It's
Not
I
sure.
don't
Just
want
in that area.
just because of the area. Like
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
never go there. 'Cause
Nah.
the way it looks, it's a beautiful hotel. Don't get
It
like
is.
the lobby. It looks beautiful. Other than that, the rooms and everything, they look disgusting. They look.
Yeah.
I do not want to go there. Like only probably maybe the lobby, and that's about it. But I will not go to that.
Nah.
No.
That actually hotel was the basis for American Horror Story
Yeah.
Hotel, the one with Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
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 So which
And they
was
made it look really nice, but
no, no, I'm good. I mean, there's some the paranormal places I want to go to, but since like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather deal with the ghost than getting shot up or stabbed or whatever. Like, I'm good.
exactly.
I
Yes.
don't want to
Yeah.
be a resident of this hotel forever. I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I know, like like American
Oh yeah.
American horror stories. But yeah. So okay, let's get to it. When was your first encounter with the paranormal?
To be honest, I don't even remember. I have like snippets, whatever, and there was one moment when I was younger that I still kind of debate whether if it was a dream or not.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a moment where I was sleeping in bed and I looked towards the door and there was this ginormous shadow that you can see it, that it was darker than, the darkness that was there.
Mm-hmm.
And for a moment I thought that was my dad, but my dad wasn't that big. And it just stood there. And I just I don't know if like I said, it was so like potent. I didn't know if it was like an actual dream or
Mm-hmm.
I was actually looking at something, like sleeping in my like in bed.
Yeah.
And it was around that time I think is when I actually started seeing shadow figures, like
Mm.
not just standing there, like when you see something at the corner of your eye, whatever, and then you like I would turn to look at it and I would just see like the legs and the arms like turned into a corner somewhere. And it'd be creepy because it would happen at home when I'm by myself. Like this is like I'm watching TV off to the side. I see like something moving off to the side, and
Yeah.
I start seeing it everywhere, like in school, whatever, and other people's houses or apartments or whatnot. And it was
Oh
just
no.
so yeah that and once I started getting older, I never really I rarely ever saw them anymore.
Yeah.
It, I still do from time to time, but not like I used to when I was a kid.
Steve had a similar
Yeah.
experience with
Experience
the
the
shadow.
shadows.
That's why he said with the he wants his records because he had a
Oh yeah, the records. If you
yeah
watched it, he
our
said
episode. He said something about
it
there was
was
like a shadow. There was like some old records in his
yeah,
yeah that's right.
his cousin's house that he got some records from an abandoned place, and he took them home,
Mhm.
He
and
also saw a shadow
then the
like a
shadow.
big shadow.
So it's a person who owned the records, probably who wanted the records.
Yeah.
I can keep them, but I'm just watching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
go ahead.
no, but that's like literally the only thing uh growing up that I really had anything paranormal, whatever. I never really went into like abandoned places. Cause we had back when I used to live in Yonkers, which was like right above the Bronx. That there was plenty of abandoned places I didn't get the chance to go to until later. Like
Yeah.
once I got when I left the Marine Corps, I had a whole bunch of buddies that would always want to do stuff. So we would go into like abandoned hospitals and this
Oh.
one huge, not really much factory, but a power plant that was there. I forgot the name of the building, but it's like next to a train station. It used to be used for the trains until they started using more electricity and they shut that power plant down, and it's still there. It's this massive building, and I just forgot. I think it's Glen Oaks. I don't remember the name of it.
Hmm.
And then, so growing up, you didn't have that much paranormal stuff. You didn't have that much shows except for like unsolved mysteries
Oh yeah.
and sightings,
Love the
and
Oh,
sightings.
yeah.
any other stuff. Like you would have to wait for Halloween for these
Yeah.
shows to come on.
And
In
they
the
do
So
they'll do
movies
their
and the
specials and stuff
yeah.
on like on
yeah,
TV, like those one-off specials and whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I used to like watching the alien stuff, though, the sightings and stuff
Sightings?
like that. Yeah,
Oh, I would
yeah.
love that. I love that.
But so the shadows, like I think everybody has the experience with the shadows and stuff like that. And every time whoever talks about shadows, it reminds me of that movie, The Conjuring. I think it was the second one. That it was like on the corner is like a shadow, tall shadow man, and it just starts moving and trying to get the girl or something like
Yeah.
that. That it always brings me back to how
That
creepy and scary it looked, and it just
I don't think I've seen
ugh.
that one.
Yes,
But
we watch it. I wouldn't watch it without you. I'm pretty sure I watched it
Conjuring
with
Part Two?
yeah,
I don't remember that.
yeah. With we watched it
Maybe
with
I got
Erica,
traumatized and I blocked it.
probably. But yeah, it man, the shadows they creep me out.
I've had like that's kind of similar thing, but with
Yeah,
like sleep paralysis. That's how I
yeah,
that's when I would see it.
the
Or
shadows.
yeah.
Okay, so um, you said you haven't had much of anything like that, but you feel like what was like your scariest moments or that you felt with anything like paranormal?
so it wasn't until I started when I moved to Tampa is when I really started like experiencing like paranormal stuff because I would always go I would always go to Ybor City, and Ybor City, like I said, is like a historic town. It was actually apparently according to like the ghost tour people over there, it was like the Wild West of Florida.
Oh wait,
So there was always feuding between the Cubans and the Italians or whatever. The Italians had their own Cuban like Italian club, and the Cubans had their own Cuban club.
yeah.
So it
What was the
wasn't,
name of it?
huh?
What was the name of it?
Which one, the Italian club or the Cuban club?
No, the place that you were
Oh,
telling me.
Ybor City. It's why
Oh yeah.
it's spelled with a Y instead of an E. It was like Ybor, like Spanish, like a Spanish Y, whatever. Ybor
Yeah.
City. So it wasn't like I would go there, like I would see things and feel things that like Jesus,
Hmm.
why is this like? It's like I would be in a room with like one person, but yet there's hundreds of eyes looking at me,
Was
dozens
it
of people
like
staring.
around the
Yes,
place?
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, that was actually in an episode of Ghost Hunters
Uh huh.
that when they went to go tour that one. And actually, a story when we did the ghost tour, they did the last spot was there, and we did the ghost hunt there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I remember when we went downstairs, and the story of downstairs is like this little kid apparently died in a pool that they had downstairs,
Oh.
but it wasn't necessarily a pool. I think it was like called a warming pool, whatever. It was like a 10-foot hole that was
Mm-hmm.
like where they would go to relax.
Yeah.
And apparently he slipped in there. No one was there to watch him, and he just slipped and drowned.
Wow.
So when we were there and the guy was telling us the story, my wife was on one side of the pillar and I was on the other.
Yeah.
And my wife has long hair. She has long like hair that you know almost up to her butt. So once the guy was finished telling the story, my wife had turned to me like, "Yo, how long have you been there?" I'm like, "I've been here the entire time. Like, where's Dave? Like, one of our friends was with us, and like he's over here with me." And says, "I swear I felt someone rubbing my hair from the lower back, though, not the
Oh.
hair from the lower back. Like someone was fondling her hair. I didn't get to see it because I was listening into the story, but she swore that there was somebody like stroking the back of her hair."
Oh my
Uh,
god.
that's why you cut your hair.
That's why I cut my hair. I just
Well, you don't want to do that because then you're gonna feel it on your head,
that's true.
Go
on
climb.
your neck. Like, oh god,
Oh no.
like you better be a fucking spider.
Oh gosh, I feel that. Ugh, yeah. Oh my god.
So yeah, that was one of the experiences, and then one of the ones I had years before that, that I saw was there's an empty spot. One of the clubs that I love to go to in Ebo was the Castle. It's like this goth club that they have over there. Well, next to that club was an empty space, like a little empty space that they use for parking or whatever. And then behind that parking was like a little wall,
Hmm.
fenced in or whatever, and it led to an alleyway. And as something told me to look there, and I looked at it, two shadows just pop up, walk, and then go right back down.
What the
I was like,
fuck?
Oh my gosh.
There was no figure with it. I mean, the only lights that was there was just shining down. It wasn't anything shining up. It was just shine two like lights that were shining down. So these two figures popped up, walked a
What?
few feet, and then dropped.
What
That
the
is
heck?
so creepy.
Hell no.
Oh my god, what did you do? You're like, we need to get out of here.
But I was like, all right, and then walked off. Hi, Nene. Oh,
Oh,
Sarah. Hey, my peoples are here. That's nice.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's our friend Moggy.
What up,
Yeah,
Mug?
he's scared. Oh, oh,
Shelly. Oh, my friend Shelly. Look at her.
oh, that's
It's my
awesome.
sister. Look at that. My massage person went there. And then 2 years later, great thing about my wife is that my wife, she's a horror movie fanatic.
Oh,
So, but she's more of a skeptic than I am when it comes to that stuff. But the weird thing about it is that she actually has more experiences than I do,
oh
which is
wow.
like odd. So she was like, "What the fuck was that?" I don't know. How come I don't feel it? How come nothing happens to me? So, like I said, we got married in the last numbers connection of the year 12, 13, 14, like December 13th, 2014. So then we went to for a honeymoon. We went to St. Augustine, and then we did St. Augustine, and we stayed in St. Francis Inn, which is the oldest inn in St. Augustine.
Mhm.
Which, if many people don't know, St. Augustine is the oldest city in the United States. Taken
Oh,
by the taken by, and that one that's got a lot of dead people in it too. Apparently,
oh my
Oh
god,
damn.
yeah.
we went to the lighthouse that they featured another as well in both Ghost Adventures and Ghost Hunters.
Oh,
The
okay.
St. Augustine Lighthouse, where
Okay.
if one of the big stories that about that one is when I think three girls jumped on top of a little train.
She said
That
yes, we never.
yeah, she loved that wedding. We were dancing all night. Even my dad was shocking, dance with everybody. But yeah, the story with that one was three little girls got in like to some. There was like a little train that connected the beach or the pier to the lighthouse, and then something happened to that little contraption, and they went flying down. Then it launched them into the ocean, the
Mhm.
beach. Not launched them, but it like flipped over and landed on top of all three of them. They all drowned. So
Gosh.
that's the crazy stuff that happened. So there's like a light keeper or whatever, and then going up there, we did the day tour and the night tour. The night tour
Mhm.
we did, which was nothing really happened because they had a whole bunch of people. So even if something did happen, we couldn't tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and my wife, she arranged the paranormal package where the
Mhm.
St. Francis Inn has this package to where you can stay in Lily's room, which is the room like in the attic. It used to be the room of I think a slave that used to live there, but she fell in love with the owner's son.
Yeah.
So that prohibit you know
Yeah. Back in the day,
prohibited
yeah.
that Romeo Juliet type stuff. But so we stayed there. I actually didn't experience anything, and then my wife told me like, yeah, a lot of my makeup kept being switched around. Like I
Huh.
didn't know that.
They're telling her how to do her makeup, that's why.
Oh, she has it on point. I think like she does great makeup for herself. She's fantastic at that. And
Oh.
another story about St. Augustine, which is really odd. We had when we did that package, they gave us like a couple of like free tours to go
Uh-huh.
like to the lighthouse during the daytime and nighttime during the ghost tour, and some on foot locations that they have there. The historic part of St. Augustine is like really small, so you can actually walk the entire area. He's got like the oldest schoolhouse, I think, oldest wooden schoolhouse that's still up. But anyway, we decided to do one of them where they would pick us up in the van. They gave
Mhm.
us like the EMF readers, the I don't know what's called the voice box,
Yeah.
if the spirit box. I don't know if it's that one, but like I don't know what it's called. But if you ask a question and then an answer, like like something is there that answers the question. Well,
Yeah.
one of the pit stops that the lady that was given the tour was at this house that was located on top of a bar.
Mhm.
That I don't remember if there's someone that was living in there or they normally rent it out for people who wanted to stay there. But apparently something tragic happened in that apartment or that house that was on top. That I think the boyfriend had killed his girlfriend and something like that. I think he killed himself. Um, but once she got there, the box kept saying Rose and Rose and Rose. The lady who did the tour says that's never happened before. That would say always different words, but it kept saying Rose. And even after we left that place and we went to the outer parts of the lighthouse like at midnight, and it kept saying the word Rose. Ironically, my stepdaughter's name is Rose. And we don't know. We called to see. I told my wife, like, you got to call and see if something's right, something's going
Yeah.
on. Like she called and like nothing was going on or whatever. But it was just creepy that that box just kept saying Rose all night.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was that I saw. That I
Tell her
saw.
to jump in.
No,
Tell
jump in, Dave. She can go. Yeah, the lights were flickering. Yeah, there you go. And then they were fine. You're like,
Oh.
like someone forgot to pay the electric bill. I hope. But
Oh my
it was a
goodness.
pretty awesome experience. We did the fort. That's what I said. It was something. Why did you say that? Like I said, there was like touching. She told me that somebody was touching the back of her hair, that stuff. I didn't say anything
Yeah.
about the AC. I didn't know
Like,
there was no air conditioning in there. No, it wasn't. Nah. So it's not that because people said that maybe it was the air conditioner. No, there's no fans or air conditioner in there. No. So yeah, see, like I told you, like she's the more skeptic, but a lot of stuff has happened to her more than me.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
So yeah.
If they want her to believe, that's probably
Oh no, I'm not saying that she doesn't believe. It's just she
that's why they're like,
like let me touch your hair. Like it's so nice and soft.
look at me.
Oh, you use Pantene?
Probably. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Wow. That is it, for how long you said you guys stay there?
We stayed there for like what, a couple 5 days? 5 days? Yeah, we parked the Jeep and didn't use the Jeep for like 5 days. Because we walked everywhere. And you do feel a lot of history and a lot of like really creepy stuff. Like I said, within walking distance, we've hit like 5 cemeteries within walking
Wow.
distance. We could hit every cemetery within like an hour. And there was like so many of them there.
Jeez.
That is crazy. Oh
It's
my
gotta
god.
be, yeah.
It was kind of like Old Town San Diego. Remember when we went to that? There's like
Old time, yeah.
there was like the old houses, and then right next to it, like there were a couple graveyards like around there.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like that's kind of I picture
A
like
bunch of
maybe that's
small ones, yeah, just
yeah,
a
a
bunch
bunch
of
of small
small
ones.
cemeteries.
I wonder if it was like back in the day when you will bury like your house and then you will bury like your family or whatever. I don't know if that's how it
I
was, but
think a lot of places used to do that.
oh, sorry, not
Sorry, he's
not right
asking me
now,
to solve this.
not right now, Romy.
What's the name? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, kids.
Like
uh,
there's a lot of places like that here in Florida. Like if you were to
uh-huh.
once you drive off into the countryside, you'll find a lot of like small cemeteries next to houses, which
Mhm.
would like this probably a plot of land. Like, oh, if my grandpa ran like passed out, like just throw him in the backyard somewhere. Like put a stone in there. Like,
I just because that's what I think. Like back in the day, it wasn't so much of like they. I don't know that they will bury like you have in your backyard, or like rich people like movies like when they bury them at on the hill, or something. I don't know.
jeez, like we loved you. We'll put you on top of this mountain. Like no
There
one
you
to visit you but us. We got helicopters.
yeah, yeah. Oh my goodness. So you already talked about a little bit of like, when you visit this place. What other places they that you want to visit? They you think you have
I
a lot.
Yeah, like my wife just said, we for our anniversary, we're going to Savannah for our anniversary,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're staying at the Keyhole Hotel, which is like a mansion that they have over there, and
Ooh, look.
it's haunted with kids,
Yeah. Oh
with
my God.
children.
Let me look for this place. The keyhole.
Keyhole Hotel. That's what I think it's called. Apparently they don't allow kids in there, but they have
Uh-huh.
kids in there anyway that you just can't see. You know. Yeah.
Oh,
That thing that I said a few weeks ago about like, oh, when you hear kids in your house, but you realize you ain't got no kids, that stuff.
oh, 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 one of those. Oh wait, it took. I looked for it and it took me to Expedia. I don't want to. I do not want to
Want to
go
book
there.
a room?
Let me see. Oh, I see. Hold on. Let me share this real quick so everybody can see the place. It looks beautiful, like the outside.
Yeah, it's an old Victorian,
Is it this one right here?
1800s. Yeah,
Oh, that's where they're going for their anniversary.
we're gonna be right there in that balcony,
Oh,
right
oh,
there,
that one right here.
In the front.
that balcony.
Oh,
And normally they have tours that go by there, and I just want to say like, I've been touched by a child.
oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. That's the spirit of my wife talking.
Who's there?
Who's
Who is
that?
that?
Just kidding.
It's
See how it
EVP.
looks on the inside?
Ooh, right there it is, red carpets.
Dude, every place, that's what we
The red
talked about
carpets. Yeah.
last time. Wherever like there's
Red
red
carpets to hide the
carpets.
blood.
Yeah, just like Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, there you
I
go.
wear red so they don't see me that I bleed.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. That's true.
Bunch of nope.
A
Come
whole bunch of
on.
notes.
Uh, it does look pretty creepy, dude. That's
I'll tell you what, my wife knows how to pick them. She does. She
but
picks some great
it
places
looks
to go.
look at how it looked when they build it. That is crazy. It looks beautiful, you know. Like
It does. It really does.
I want to own a house that it looks like that. I don't know, but I mean,
Uh,
you know, it's gonna come with other people in there.
yeah, like what kind of ghost is in there? You mind me asking? Like, I just want to. If it has the kind I don't want, I don't want it.
Right.
See, like I
It
would
has.
like to go somewhere like that that it's pretty and who knows, somebody might be in the room with us, who knows, but somewhere that then I can just leave, you know. I guess I don't know. So you guys visiting that place and
Yeah, there's
but
plenty. There's a. We had just. I'm sure my wife got a hint of it when I told her about it. But we have a friend of ours that's moving to Kentucky,
mm-hmm,
close to Louisville.
mm-hmm.
And I told her like, hey, wait, let me find out where Louisville is. And I told her like, are we gonna visit for the housewarming party? Because there's a hospital I want to visit where 6,000 people died from tuberculosis. If you know what I
Oh,
mean, that needs to visit. So the Waverly Hills Sanatorium the sanatorium's there.
mm.
So if anyone knows who Waverly Hills is, 6,000 people died within like a few years of tuberculosis.
Oh, wait,
I was talking about
which one
tuberculosis
is
today.
it?
It's the
Was it?
Waverly Hills.
Oh
They
yeah, I
Ghost
think we
Hunters done it.
talked
Ghost
about
like
that.
every huge paranormal show has done that location, and uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and it
Yeah,
probably
Teddy,
cost some stuff.
the Gasper the Friendly Ghost. That's funny.
Makes breakfast.
If he makes breakfast, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, breakfast fine, whatever.
Oh my goodness. So tell us more what you want to share with us about all. I know you have a
Other
list.
places I want to go? No,
Yeah.
Jesus, the Velisca Axe Murder House, New
Oh,
Orleans,
we talked
We did talk about that.
yeah.
New Orleans, like literally all of New Orleans, the
Let me see.
Bourbon Street, everything there.
Mm.
The Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Jesus, well,
Oh.
I want to visit the Zach Bagans Museum that they have in
Does he still
Vegas.
have it? Does he
Oh,
still
he has
have
a
it? I
museum?
thought he
Damn.
closed it.
I don't even know.
I thought
I
he
don't. I
closed
think
it.
he reopened it when they see
They're
that.
using precautions. They're using. You gotta wear a mask. Closer, so we can.
Ghost got it. Ghost got it. She just took a shower. She don't want to. She don't want to.
I'm just
She's
relaxing.
relaxing. She's
Shy. Don't be
looking
shy.
gorgeous as ever.
Oh. Look at That's awesome.
So actually, there's this one huge story that I want to tell her that actually involved her. That to this day we still debate. Was there actually somebody there? And You know which story I'm talking about. You get, so a few years ago, like I think this was before we got married. I think I'm not sure. So we went. Actually, my friend Shelly's online, so
Yeah.
she probably knows it. I don't know if she knows about it. I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Well, we had gone to a friend's house, and normally when we go, she drives over there because it's like an hour drive. So she goes over there, drinks a little, and stays cautious, and has me drive home.
Mhm.
So we went home. So we went home, and normally before we used to leave the bedroom door open for that way, if something was to happen with my daughters, whatever, she can hear it, go out. Well, it's weird, and
Don't
that,
be scared because that's how we leave our door open.
yeah, and it's a really weird layout that I really noticed that every time, no matter where we go, she sleeps closest to the bathroom.
Eh,
Where, no matter where location is at, everywhere. She's like, no matter where, she's right there by the bathroom. So this was no different. So one night after we came back, we went to bed. And like somewhere around later on that night, I woke up to go use the bathroom. So as I went around the bed to go use the bathroom, I looked at my wife and I realized that there was somebody laying with her. And I thought it was my stepdaughter. And like I didn't think nothing of it. Maybe she heard us coming because, my stepdaughter was a lot younger. She was like, what, 13, 12, maybe, whatever. She was worried that we got home. So I went to the bathroom, got out. That was, I thought she was still there because I can see the hair coming out from the bed. My wife has long hair, but it ain't that long.
Oh man.
So, and I can actually see a figure like laying on the bed with my wife. So nobody wanted to believe me. So I lay back down and I'm laying there, and all of a sudden I start hearing this creepy noise. I thought she was snoring. It was sounded like holy. I was like, what in the hell? So I'm like, all right. And I rolled over and fell asleep. And I didn't think nothing of it. I woke up the next morning like, hey, was Jasmine sleeping on the bed with us last night? Because she was really rocking that snoring. There was nobody. She goes, there was nobody sleeping with me last night. Like, are you serious?
oh
Serious?
my
Then
gosh. Yeah, Steve.
here's the thing. I didn't kick into the next morning after she said that the hair was wavy, like your hair.
Yeah.
My stepdaughter has long, straight hair.
Oh my
What the
gosh.
truck,
Yeah.
dude?
So it was like, dude, stop playing with me, yo. Was there
Oh,
somebody in the bed? I'm not kidding. There was somebody in the bed, and for like a good 30 seconds, somebody was like, I'm like, what in the hell was that? So I just fell asleep. I'm like, I'm like, whatever. They probably snoring. I didn't even know about that.
What the heck?
And like, it was horrible. And like, babe, you need to understand. I am freaking out. This was horrible. So
oh
like,
my
you
god.
please tell me you're not messing with me. Like, and I told my stepdaughter, like, are you sure you don't talk in your sleep? Like, no, I don't talk in my sleep. She's like freaking out, like, stop it.
Oh
So we to this day we don't know if that was her. I did because I was awake. So fast forward a week, and right before, like sometime around before my son was born, the extra spare bedroom was the geek room. Had
yeah.
all my action figures and my comic books and stuff like that. Before my son was born, I had to clear it all out and make it his bed. Well, anyway, late night, me and her were still awake, and I was in the room, and lo and behold, I heard that same voice coming from my stepdaughter's room. My wife came up, and I go, "You heard that, right? I know you heard that." And she goes, "Yeah, what the hell was that?"
Oh
That's
my
coming
goodness.
from Jasmine's room. So we went to her room and she's like huckled away. She's like, just, she wraps herself up in a blanket to away. It's like,
Yeah.
don't hear nothing. And like, came from her room. She was silent. And no, she doesn't talk in her sleep because I would normally hear she did, but she never did. So
Yeah.
we leave, and like, not even 2 minutes later, the same sound. I'm like, yo, what is happening? That's what I heard right next to you last week, man.
What the
So I
Oh
like,
my god.
yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, so and you asked the question. Another creepy story. When I moved down over here, my first apartment I thought was woogly boogly. Um, I used to live in a one bedroom apartment by myself when I moved down over here from New York, and I was always feel like there's like some kind of like presence there. I had a rabbit once that a friend of mine gave me. So whenever I would leave the rabbit like running off on his own, he never went into my room.
Hmm.
So I'm like, why is he like he going everywhere? You run like poop and
Brian
stuff.
had something like that
Brian
too.
had a rabbit.
Brian had
He
a
had
Yeah,
a
rabbit
rabbit story
too.
too.
Yeah.
it would either stand by the door and then hop
Mhm.
back, or stand by the door and zip under the bed, like zip under the
Yeah.
bed. And I didn't know why. And then like so here's a couple of stories about that. So one day I got back home from work and I went to the bathroom, to do my business. And right next to me on the bathtub, three knocks. Right
Oh.
next to me. Like no kidding. You know when you knock on the bathtub, whatever, you hear that distinct
Yeah.
thing, tung tung tung. Like that's what was right next to me. I'm like, all right, what? So I try to mimic it too. Like, did maybe something fall down or whatever? Bounced off? I'm like looking around, like there's nothing here. And it sounded really distinct, like it was right next to me. So I didn't so, freaked out as it may, I'm like, all right, I live here. Great. And like so I guess, back in my head or whatever. One day, a few weeks later, I got back home from work and I sat down in bed, leaned back, and passed out. I heard right next to me a girl say, hello. And it woke me up. I'm like, let me go see if there's somebody outside. Because that sounded really close.
Oh
There was
my
nobody
god.
outside. Nobody running around, no doors opening and closing to let people in, whatever. No, somebody woke me up and like, there's somebody in this house, in this
Oh
apartment.
my god.
And the last story, before I go on to the even crazier part, I my closet had a walk-in closet. So before my explosion of comic books and action
Oh,
figures and stuff like
I'm
that,
like, wait, what explosion?
no, there's no bombs and stuff. So
Yeah.
I had, I mean, like you guys are comic collectors as well. You
Yeah.
pose stuff, whatever. Well, I had in the center of my walk-in closet was this shelf, these shelves, and I had all my Venom figures on top. Small ones in the back, bigger ones going to the back. The large ones, the bulky ones. And one of them I had was this bulky Venom figure that was like an old school one. Tell me how I would always find this one on the floor without the other figures being touched. Because this one wasn't like on the edge, it was like in the center.
Huh.
So all these other figures would not be disturbed and distracted, but this one would like, and I could hear it hit the floor, like boom, like great. Now I gotta go pick whatever fell down. That figure, like, and it happened at least 3 times. So I'm like, wow,
Weird.
yeah.
What you said?
When we first moved in, we had a few friends who sent a presents here. Our cats back in the day would act weird,
Speak up.
but we never thought anything. I'm wondering if the spirit latched onto you is more sensitive.
No, it's good. This was before.
She's talking to me about how with the
No, here's the crazy thing about that. Two different occasions, I had two different friends of mine, really good friends of mine. One of them came to the house to visit, whatever. She went to the bathroom. She came out like, "Hey, you got a little girl in your bathroom?" I'm like, "Excuse me, who?" Like, yeah, there's a little girl that's hiding next to your toilet, like crouched down. I'm like, say who? Shut up! Don't play games with me. Like, no, I'm not kidding. There's like I don't know who she is, but she's like I can see her. Like, get out. Like, no, you don't. Like, yeah.
Oh my god. Ugh.
Again, a few weeks later,
Oh,
another friend
Oh,
comes in
dude.
and
oh,
she comes in, hey, there's a girl like standing next to your bathtub, right? I'm like, stop!
What the
Who's playing these games?
oh my
So,
dang?
god.
Florida don't play, dude.
oh, Florida don't play. Yeah.
Oh
Jesus
my
Christ.
gosh.
So I think that she does still latch on to me sometimes because my friend who actually owned cats, it's Alex. Alex and Allie. Remember, Allie, and then Alex, the skinny one,
Mhm.
whatever. She actually invited the little girl to come to her house because she had cats. And from then on, she told me the cats act funny. They running around and playing, like trying to reach for
Wait,
something or
wait.
whatever.
How did she
Oh.
invited the little girl? Like how? Like
She just said, "Hey, do you like cats?" Apparently, she communicated with this kid in my house or my apartment and goes, "Come to my house if you like
Okay.
cats." So she told me like, "She's in my house. My cats are acting weird." I'm like, so
Super
is she here now?
strategic.
And she's like, "Yeah, she comes
what
on."
the hell?
Yeah,
I know.
This is the easiest thing.
Oh my god! No
What the
way!
hell?
yeah, that was
Wow!
weird. So fast
Oh
forward,
my!
me and my wife went out together,
Oh
and action figures, of course, is the name of the game for whatever is attached to me. Because a large thing figure for any of my Yancey Street Syndicate people out there. Yeah. So I had this thing. So I had this thing figure still in the package on the wall, and of course, if one of those figures falls down, one of those figures falls down, it has to knock down. No, it straight just came down and then landed in the middle of my room
What the
without knocking or disturbing any other objects. Like I think I had Transformers or Superman figures.
yeah.
Maybe Superman knocked it out. I have no idea. But it didn't touch anything else that where it fell down from.
Oh my god, that is so creepy, dude. And you say you don't have no experiences.
It sounds like you
Yeah,
had a
all
lot.
that like I said, none of the stuff that
Much.
happened when I used to be in New York, aside from the shadow people that I used to see, like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
running off
Yeah.
the side of my
Oh
house.
my
But
god.
yeah, a lot of the stuff picked up once I moved over here. So,
Oh,
like I said, Florida don't play. No, they don't play.
We also
No, man, this is a
have
lot. I didn't even think
guys.
about
the
that.
water
Yeah.
museum to go see the Robert Doll.
Oh, as a matter of fact, yeah, like my wife said, we're actually probably when I let you know, Robert the Doll. We're gonna go see him soon. Don't know when. We're not taking pictures though, unless we ask his permission. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is. I.
You're gonna be scared tonight.
I am gonna be scared tonight.
And what's
Uh.
weird is that for me, when it comes to like the ghost or spirits or whatever, like when it comes to kids, like don't touch my feet.
Yeah.
Like if it's some old guy, like listen, you just need to leave the room right now.
Did you talk to her about when we were at the Cuban club and you were speaking in Spanish because there was the little boy that drowned downstairs? You forgot about that.
No, hit
Oh,
best
just she's
story.
reminding you. Good ones.
Best story. No, because this is actually connects to another story. I actually went to San Antonio. My
Mhm.
parents live in San Antonio. So I told my parents like I want to do a ghost tour in San Antonio because that place is haunted. Sure, why not? So I told my parents like, "Papi, mommy, you want to go do a ghost tour?" I said, "See." The day comes, they ditch me. So I'm like, "All right, so I guess I'll just hang out here on my own and do this tour." Some people, of course, mocking and laughing, like, go drink somewhere, go away." So the last stop was the Alamo.
Mhm.
So they would tell me about a guy named Jose that um I forgot what he was. I think he was a soldier that served with the Americans, not the
Uh-huh.
Mexicans. They served with them.
That
But he,
traitor. Kidding.
he got, and now why you do that? But anyway, they say he died over there, but he was a womanizer. So he
Oh.
would always he would mess around, whatever. The rare occasion that he would come on, they would have like the
Mhm.
the flare gun, that catches, you know, I forgot the name of it, the thermal camera.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we did it there. So hey, you guys need to call him out, and if you call him out, he'll come out. Everyone was speaking to him in English, and I'm like, well, he's Mexican,
Yeah.
so maybe let me see how this works. So I told him like, oh yeah, oh tengo mujeres aquí, I got ladies for you, yo. And no kidding, it materialized from the wall where the horses used to come, like be stationed.
Yeah.
You saw a figure start coming out and like wiggle around, kind of do this number and whatnot.
He's
Yeah.
doing the
So
salsa.
like, and
Hey,
everyone
let me
saw
go
it.
like, hey, hey,
No.
where the
Like,
girls at?
yeah. Yeah, like,
Hey.
and I would still like push him on, like, yo, man, you gonna like, I'm like, ah, yo, all that stuff. So, and it stood, and everyone was like, oh my god, that's crazy, wow. And lo and behold, when when we stopped provoking him, it turned to the side and then walked off, and he faded off.
Uh-huh.
Like he turned, walked, and like just dissipated out.
Yeah, he's all like, "There's no girls here, you
Yeah.
liars."
Hey.
So, and then I went, and then no kidding, I said, where you going? I don't know. Ah, yo, they're still here, yo. And the guy goes, for the first time ever, I've never seen this dude pop up twice. And he did. He
Oh,
materialized again twice. Only this time, instead of like coming back from where he came, almost like he did a circle around and came from the other direction.
wow.
And to this day, I'm not at the moment, the guy I've never had that happen before. To where he came out not once but twice. I'm like, cause you
Wow.
gotta talk to him in Spanish. That's why you got it, yo. Stuff. You talk to him in Spanish. If you have like some Spanish guests, whatever, just tell them.
Hey, Jose.
Like, oh, Jose. Like, have some ladies next door and then speak to Jose. Like, you guys speak Spanish here. Like, that's all you gotta do. You got that Spanish touch.
Yeah,
But
that's so funny.
yeah, my wife would tell me, like, if we go to places that have, Spanish history, talk to them in Spanish. You want to get some activity, talk to them
Yeah.
in
That
Spanish.
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, they're not only American, especially
I know.
here
Yeah,
and
hey,
this
yeah,
side.
how would
You
you?
know, like
I
it's
mean, I
not.
mean, I mean, now I mean, not to say that once they die, like, does your language barrier go away? But they're more comfortable with talking to them in Spanish. Like, hey, are you here? Get like,
Yeah,
no,
like a chingados,
get here? What?
yeah. Then-
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
guy, DJ, man, I miss that DJ guy.
Oh my goodness. So, oh wait, what is that? Oh, do you
Oh, it
have
says
it on? Because it
Huh?
echoes. Do you have the volume up on something else?
No.
Oh, okay. Where it goes? I don't know. Oh, there. And you're
it's
right.
gone.
It's
Okay,
gone.
no,
You're
there was
right.
just a little echo.
Ghost,
Oh,
ghost.
Oh, there it
oh.
goes. It's
There
imitating
we
me.
go.
Just
Oh
kidding.
shit.
No, it was Jose. He heard this girl's ear. Just kidding.
You don't feel nothing, do you? You don't feel nothing over there? No
No.
one, no one's touching you. Okay,
No.
Nobody's messing her hair.
no one's touching your hair. Like,
I
yeah,
want
stop it.
I do want to talk about something that you were telling us before we started about the bones that they found about
Oh yeah, yeah,
hold
yeah,
on,
yeah,
let me share the screen real quick.
yeah. I
the
think it was like a year or two ago, and
Yeah.
I think if Nydia is still on, she actually probably lives close to one. They had, um, I guess, when Tampa was just a town, because the big things that happened in Tampa were always like mostly in Ybor,
Oh,
because Ybor was the spot to go and all that stuff.
yeah.
So, I think King's High School was one of them. They had found 145 um, abandoned uh, gravestones, and from my understanding, they called Zion cemeteries. So
Uh-huh.
these were like forgotten African American, back in the late 1800s and 1900s. Just once Tampa was getting developed, they didn't keep the money. Either they didn't want to relocate them or just left them there to build a school.
Yeah.
And then there was an apartment complex yeah, there was an I forgot the name of the apartment complex where they had located 150.
Yeah.
150, and there was people that were saying like they found, people would just like trip over caskets that
Uh-huh.
would just start being unearthed, and they would find bones and stuff like that. So once the city moved those people out to like other apartments and whatnot, they paid for all that stuff. They found about, the last time I checked, was about 300.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have an entire cemetery that you guys just completely
Wow.
forgot. And then like there's a factory, I think, in Clearwater. I'm not sure, where they located another 75 forgotten
Yeah.
cemeteries, like
It's kind of like
gravestones.
ours, like Poltergeist, you know how like
Yeah,
like how they found they built over a cemetery, right? Like a
Yeah,
what is it called? It was an Indian
Indian
or
burial
or
ground.
Indian
burial
burial
ground.
grounds. Yeah,
Oh my
you
god, I thought it was,
like
yeah.
the entire United States is built on an Indian burial ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's be real.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everything from the tip of Canada all the way down to the end of Uruguay or wherever is over there.
Yeah.
Like you'll find something like, someone died here. Like, move along.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
But yeah. So like, how do you like? I just wanted to ask the people like, did you notice some things over there? Like, did you notice your keys being touched or your hair being fooled with, or someone tied your shoes without you knowing? Was your car started on?
That's crazy. But I mean, like building, like, well, like you said, that happens a lot. Like you were just telling us a story that you say you never told me about.
Oh yeah, it was nothing haunted or anything. It's just about it was just one of my buddies works in construction. I also work in construction, but he was working on the Agua Caliente Casino. They were doing a new they're building a gas station over there, but they had to
Mhm.
stop production because they found a bunch of bones, tons of bones. And
Oh my
the
gosh.
archaeologist that works for uh
The
the
tribe?
tribe, they had
Uh-huh.
to go see so what bones, who they belong to. So it completely stopped. Production completely stopped just for the bones, and it was just a big pile in the middle. I was like, damn, they
Oh,
crumpled them up.
oh my god. What the? That is so. That's a freaky fact. Native Americans are. Yeah, that is
Yeah,
so
that's true.
true. Oh my goodness. Who needs help? Somebody needs help, but you need help with.
They sure
Help
do.
me, help me, please.
Like your friend said.
Tap fool.
Nah, the usual help on the EVP. Like, what do you need help with? Math? Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
get out of here. The front door outside. So
Oh my god. So that's oh what else we who was it? You were talking about so the yeah. Oh my god, I completely forgot what I was
You
gonna
blank
ask.
out?
Yes. It's the ghost
Are you
messing
thinking
with
in
my
ghost
head.
Spanish?
of
I am
the
thinking in Spanish. So what other places like they you were gonna talk with there was like one more place
I
you were gonna
think.
tell
Mr.
me about.
Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
Oh, that's the bridge. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The bridge itself is gorgeous. You can't see the bridge unless you actually, because the bridge kind of curves. So,
Yeah.
like, if you were like even just hanging around Tampa, Florida, unless you're in the beach,
Uh-huh.
you can't see this bridge unless you like, because it's a long bridge. It um connects St. Pete with Bradenton. Because if you didn't have that bridge, you'd have to go all the way around, which is like a good hour and a half.
Really?
It's pretty.
So and so
That's
before that, around like the 1980s, a barge. I don't.
mhm.
I'm not quite sure. I'm foggy as a story. I'm not sure if the guy fell asleep behind the wheel
Yeah.
or it was just too foggy. He hit one of the pillars, so it
Mm-hmm.
knocked down one portion of the bridge, and there was like a whole bunch of cars that went over. This was at night, like midnight, like around
Oh
somewhere around that time.
my god.
So a whole bunch of cars, without knowing that a barge just knocked out your bridge, started going over. Now this is a long drop because
Yeah.
it needs to take barges and cruise ships to go under. So it's like imagine like driving off the Empire State Building basically
Yeah.
into the water,
Oh
and a
my
whole bunch of a bus full of people fell under. And I think it was some guy that realized that something was going on,
mhm.
so he stopped his car and started like waving and telling people like, "Yo, stop!"
Yeah.
So he saved a whole bunch of lives doing that. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's tragic.
Damn, that's
So it took
Oh,
I think it took 7 years to finally rebuild the bridge,
yeah.
and they kept, like I said, they kept the foundation for those for the bridges, for the original bridge, because they had built an entirely new bridge, whole roadways and everything. So the original foundation for the bridge was still left behind. It was just built as a fishing pier.
Yeah.
People would go over there and they would fish for like grouper and shark and mermaids, whatever. I don't. So to this day, and actually now, I think since the bridge, the new one's been built, I think there's been like 300 cases of people committing suicide because it is pretty tall.
Dang.
So, and if you drive, even if you drive on the bridge, it's a beautiful thing because the road is like really close to the water, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you start taking a launch, like it goes right up skyscraper level, and then
Dang.
you'll see like as far as the eye can see with your camera with the bridge, and but you'll also start to notice a whole bunch of crisis phones
Mhm.
because, like I said, people go over there, they'll stop the car, and then adios.
Wow.
Damn.
That's
But
crazy.
they would have stuff to where people, because now if you look at the new bridge, they have like these spotters, like these little big
Mm.
spotty, yeah, 180 feet drop. So
Crazy.
they have like these spotters, so just in case another boat decides like I want to fall asleep and hit this bridge too,
Yeah.
it stops every any other ship. But people who would work under the bridge would hear like the sounds of honking and would
Wow.
see lights from under the water and would hear screams and people like just they would hear stuff under the water. There was a few incidents. One of them was like I think the 20th anniversary after it happened. There was a few fishermen on like not on the pier but on a boat fishing,
Mhm.
and they claimed that they saw a bus with and they saw the people inside just looking like zoned out, except for one person waving at them,
Ghost
and it
bus?
was on that
That's
pier
cool.
that they saw, and it just
Wow.
vanished right off wherever.
That
Dang,
And
is
dude.
apparently, ironically, that was the 20th anniversary of when the bridge collapsed.
wow. Do you know if anybody like one of those shows they've been out there like to see if they hear anything
No,
or
not that I
Investigate.
know of. I mean, I'm sure if you look online, they probably have, but I don't know of
yeah,
any.
one of those famous shows that you watch like you haven't like
You gotta go all over.
well
Hey,
because
if you mean if you,
it's hard it must be hard because it's an outside thing
yeah,
so they can catch anything I guess like noises or anything but like something that they can see probably it's not so easy, I guess,
right.
I don't know, but that's creepy, man. That's and sad. It's tragic. Like if so many people died.
Imagine like looking in the water and seeing ghosts in the water.
That's what they know. That's what they said. They say they've seen like lights come out from under the water, like headlights.
Yeah, that's
Like
Oh,
to
so
this day, they'll see headlights like from the cars that did because it was at nighttime, so they had their headlights on.
yeah.
ghost
The
cars.
last thing people see, especially the paramedics and people that would go down there to rescue them, you see headlights. So
Wow.
follow the headlights to
Sad.
whoever's down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Wow.
that was just it's creepy.
Dang.
that is creepy. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
thinking about that for a
Oh
while.
man. It's kind of
I'm
like
gonna go down
Titanic,
the rabbit hole later.
probably. Like
Because I did when I moved down over here, someone was saying like the bridge looks amazing, but it hasn't had that tragedy, and I never heard about it until I moved down here to Tampa.
Yeah.
And then when I was working security at one of the buildings, one of the law firms had the picture of the bridge out. Like, holy hell, that looks terrible.
man, I'm scared like bridges like that. Like I'm scared of the ocean. Like, I will never go in a uh cruise or anything like that because I'm so scared of the
You're Truman.
yeah, yeah, yes, I'm Truman.
No, I
But
know, I know. I think the same way too. Like, I'd only go on the water if it's on a ship, like a
yeah.
cruise ship or Navy ship, whatever. I just don't put me there in like a paddle boat. However, that did go jet skiing once.
Different, I think.
That's different, I guess. It's like, don't chase me. You got me. But
Yeah. But no, like I think Titanic traumatized me. That I don't
Yeah.
think I ever want
it's so cold, Jack.
Don't
Like,
don't
move. I
let
need to
me
get on
go.
this boat.
let me go.
But like
Great soundtrack.
but yeah, soundtrack amazing.
Everyone knew the ending.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
spoil it.
I
To the
spoilers.
tank.
I just kidding. uh aw. uh yeah, it's just I know I will never you never know what could happen. Like and then another that it traumatized me too. It was the one, the Asian boat that they well, I don't know
Why
where
are
I
you looking at me like
was
that?
because we were watching it together.
Oh, the in Korea where
Yeah.
the ferry that sank in Korea with all the high school kids.
Yeah.
It happened like
Oh, well, I did not hear about that.
2 years
3
ago.
years ago, 4
maybe
maybe.
5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. Like you can
Oh,
see there's video like the kids are like they told them
They're trying to break through the windows while it was sinking, and
they couldn't
they couldn't
because
get through.
I mean so many they
Oh man, I
died. It
forgot
was
about that.
that one it
Oh
was horrible because they told them to stay there. The captain told them to stay there. Well, the freaking then the captain got off the ship and left them there, and
damn.
a bunch of people got trapped because they told them to stay there, not to go out and jump. And a lot
yeah,
didn't listen to them, and they did jump off the thing,
yeah, but
but a lot of students and
everyone
stuff
stayed
like that
inside
and
the boat.
stay yeah and you can see them through the windows like trying to like there's oh god it was horrible
Yeah,
and um so I do not want to I do not
No,
go to any of those, like I get so scared. Uh, but eh, you know,
yeah,
imagine how many people have died in the sea. Like, how is the sea hunted?
haunted.
oh, I'm pretty sure.
Like
There's no way of.
I don't want to find out. But it's just
When they start running out of ghost adventures on land, they're gonna start figuring out like
on the sea.
equipment to do marine equipment to do ghost hunt adventures.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
I'll
Yeah,
stumble that. My brain's a
yeah,
little.
yeah, yeah. But oh my goodness, so we're at an hour. Is there any we just marked our hour.
Oh yeah, it's been an
um
hour already.
yeah, it went by so fast. Do you have any movies that you want to recommend, anything, or just a place to go, like anything you want to recommend for our people,
Oh, I don't know about any movies. Is there any ghost movies, man? No,
or a place is fine, wherever
a
you guys want.
place.
Yeah,
Ghost place.
a
Oh, yeah,
ghost.
we did save a bunch of the places. Huh?
That's you
Yeah,
did
they're like
this
if you're
one.
gonna go to St. Augustine, which to be honest, even if you don't go ghost
Yeah,
touring or whatever, it's a beautiful town. But
yeah.
yeah, even you got the damn the photo that's San Marco, which they did a Ghost Adventures
This
trip
one, that's
there. What the
the
San Marco sorry. That's the St. Francis Inn, I think. That one you just had up.
uh-huh.
I think is that one. That's the is it that one? Yeah, the same. This is that. That's the one we stayed.
Oh, San Francisco.
It's beautiful. It's the oldest fort. I mean, the oldest fort. The oldest inn. In yeah, fort. But yeah, it's there's a whole bunch that place is literally built up with bed and breakfasts and inns. So instead of
Oh, and
just
you just learned that that's the oldest town in America.
Which one?
yeah,
The
like 500 years basically. They got
oh
they got colonized by the Spaniards in like somewhere in the 1700s or 1800s. The
Oh yeah,
Americans came in like, "Hey, $5 for this town."
all the ghosts speak Spanish over there, dude. You gotta.
probably yeah.
Hey, eso.
And the Spaniards like the Americans came over like, "I give you $5 and a pair of boots for this town." Like, okay, gotcha.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of places in Mexico that well, where I'm from Guadalajara that I want to visit, um, because they're haunted, and it's beautiful, beautiful old
Uh,
houses. So there's so many places to go if you like things like that. I'm sure in your town there's places like that. Whoever wherever you are, are. So just I guess look them up, especially in Halloween. You can look for tours and stuff like that.
no, that's out. That's our season. That's me and my wife's season. Halloween and Christmas. We love Halloween. I'm like, let's decorate on Halloween. Like, let's leave the skeleton here, whatever. Um, like I said, like in St. Augustine, you got the old county jail. I think the jailhouse over there.
Mhm.
Basically the entire town of St. Augustine, like the historic. Like, where can we go ghost hunting? St. Augustine.
Okay.
That's where we gotta go, babe.
Yeah, we'll check it out. Check it out.
If you want to come to Tampa, I'd suggest going to Ybor City. Ybor City. The Tampa Theater, like I said, if you looked inside the Tampa Theater looks gorgeous. The first time I actually went there, I think I did the Rocky Horror Picture Show that they
Mhm.
had over there, and it's supposedly haunted, and then I'm not sure if you looked up the Tampa Hotel, which is now the University of Tampa, which
Mhm.
looks gorgeous. And that one is also
No.
haunted, and like I think Sulphur Springs is another one, but I don't think. like I said, man, like since
So
there
many.
isn't that much, they don't do that many episodes of like paranormal shows here in Florida, and I think it's because something about there's a whole taxation when you want to make a show or something.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff
Weird.
here that people just don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had
Um,
no idea how.
Yeah.
That's why I said Tampa
Yeah.
don't play or Florida
Uh-huh.
don't play. I had no
no,
idea.
they don't.
Look at Cigar Factory.
Yeah, the Cigar Factory anymore. Um, and there's a club called the Orpheum that we normally attend when they have like concerts, or whatever, like a small venue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's like a family that's buried underneath it. I'm not sure is it a family or like a child that's buried.
Ooh.
I don't remember. I forgot which one that was.
Wow.
I'm terrible.
Well, there's somebody in there.
Judah, and like I said before we came on, I used to work at Busch Gardens, and Busch Gardens has apparently a haunted reputation too,
Oh.
especially at the Crown Colony, which is like since it's like safari themed, there's this like huge house that they have over there that's like a restaurant. They have restaurants, bars, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, that spot is haunted by a bartender,
Oh.
and they've done an investigation. Serve me a drink, spirits, please. So, and I think the entirety of the park, I've heard stories of other security officers and people that's worked that night that there's like a little girl that they normally find that runs around that shouldn't be there,
Oh.
but she's been there for years.
Wow.
So
That's
that's the big story for that one.
wow.
That's and I think they actually let some people do an investigation in the Crown Colony House.
Oh.
It was a while ago, I think, before I even started working there.
Find on YouTube something like that, huh? Like maybe
Yeah,
they put it on Facebook. I mean on YouTube. Yeah. That's crazy. Wow. Well, Luis.
Oh, he said
Oh, okay.
food at that place sucks.
It's haunted.
it's expensive.
Bad.
Jesus, it's expensive. It's
Well,
alright. It's not bad. It's not good either. You're like,
well, I just want to thank you, for joining us tonight, and uh, we had a great time, and then I don't think I'm gonna be able to sleep.
you'll be fine.
I learned a lot today.
Just
Yeah,
put some headphones.
I know.
We're all shaving our heads.
I'm putting my hair up.
We are gonna
You put a hairnet. Just like
Oh
no
man,
shadows, lights all on.
I need a nightlight for sure.
Getting what else? Getting rabid, getting a
Cats.
couple cats.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And we're having another show, not this week, but the following. Thank you, everyone.
Make
On the
sure you
comments.
follow if you
Oh
don't
yeah,
follow
go follow him on
Luis the Collect.
Instagram, the collector is the_collector 420. Contrary to popular belief, I don't do 420 is my birthday.
He's a 420
yeah, I
baby.
know a couple
420 baby. I don't do any of that stuff. They're like, oh, you told me that on your birthday? No, I don't. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
I want to remember my birthdays.
He's
Just
gonna be
in
on. You're gonna
case.
be on a lot more podcasts. He said, right?
Yes. And
Oh yeah, my friend DJ who's actually on here, if you have Twitch, go ahead and follow him on what was his name again? DJ. I'm so
throw the
soft.
name over
DJ
here.
420.
DJ 420. Oh my god. Hold on, actually I have it. I have it right here.
Up here. So
I'm dumbstruck. I'm a terrible friend.
no,
Oh,
it's
Sauce Serve. It's right there. Sauce Serve. If you have Twitch.
Soft
Okay.
He and I are going to be developing our own podcast of comic books. Anything under story, hopefully, you know. We're gonna have guests of comic books, anything anime, especially anime, video games, Star Wars, Star Trek,
Oh, I love anime.
whatever.
Cool.
Awesome.
So again, if you have Twitch, go ahead and follow him on that.
There it is.
We will be getting soft serve. There you go. Thank
Yeah.
you, DJ. You're
Yeah.
awesome. I miss you. Hope everything's fine wherever you're at. Congratulations on being a dad soon, I guess.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, just go ahead and we'll keep posted about the stuff on eBay.
Follow me on eBay.
Follow me on eBay. I don't sell anything. All right, as well, a huge
Congrats.
shout out to my guys of the Yancey Street Syndicate who actually jumped on this. I love my wife. She's watching, I think. There she goes. She's waving. Even though she's hearing everything. Thank you, Shelly and Nydia and all the people who watched.
Thank you
If I
guys.
don't call you
Yeah,
out,
give
I'm
us a
sorry. I'll
thumbs
message
up.
you.
I always
Give 'em
forget to
thumbs up.
say that.
Thumbs
Give
up.
us a thumbs up. I
Yeah,
always
give it a
forget.
thumbs up. Go ahead and follow them too. And I'll definitely be watching the next
Thank
stuff.
you, thank you. Yeah.
And I'll even keep posted about us going to Savannah. If
Oh
Yeah.
anyone's touched
yes,
my wife's hair,
yes,
Document everything.
yes. And you
or
guys have to next time your wife has to be on so she can share her stuff with us too.
yeah,
Yeah.
No,
she's the horror movie person. She's the
there
horror
we
movie
go.
There you
queen.
go.
So,
Yeah.
There we go.
There
We
we
gotta
go.
talk about that. Well, again,
yes,
thank you so much, and stick around a little bit, and we will end this. Have a great night, everyone.
adios.
Hi.